Thank you, Craig. Good afternoon, everyone. And I'd like to just extend a quick thank you to Ali and Alicia as well, and the rest of the team for inviting us here today. So keeping products on track in the digital universe, let's start with this. In the 21st century, we live in a digital age, and it's even more important in the construction sector to apply the digital tools, techniques, and applications to provide solutions that can provide benefits for our clients. Now, this is a clip from our successful submission at the Customer Award Success last year, but it's not to brag. It's to emphasize and peel back a layer that the success we had was not just down to what we implemented, but how we implemented it. And for us, that was by a truly collaborative experience. Moreover, it's brought into sharper relief in this digital universe that we inhabit, where we're sport for choice with the amount of softwares we can use. And there's a challenge in finding a solution that can effectively integrate all the technology we need, whilst making it straightforward enough for everyone to use in their day-to-day work. With our vision to place the ArcGIS Hub as the sun in this universe, we think we've made a big step towards this goal. So today, we're excited to speak to you how we believe we've elevated collaboration to a whole new level to deliver better, quicker, and safer project outcomes, whilst driving innovation, organizational value, and ultimately supporting transformation. Over the next 20 minutes or so, we'll take you on our digital journey. We'll start with our challenges and our approach. We'll dive into the solution, look at the outcomes and benefits, provide some tips and tricks, and finally, excitingly, look at what's next. And our challenge was huge. Not only were we undertaking scale, we were looking at the complex condition and location asset survey of over 50,000 assets across one of the busiest operating routes in a time-sensitive, live, and safety-critical environment. And more importantly, working with stakeholders who were used to previously paper-based solutions. This meant our challenge was twofold. One was developing a digital solution that could manage the scale, complexity, and sensitivity of the project, whilst at the same time it was delivering a step change in new ways of working, taking people from paper to digital. Therefore, we knew we had to have an innovative approach to this. And our approach was based on three key tenets. The first was go digital, and this was making everything digital, from people to processes to applications, the platform, and so on. Secondly, there was the experience. We needed a seamless experience to build that project team spirit and create that sense of purpose for everyone to drive towards the same goal. And thirdly, agility. Now, we can say agile or agility, but in essence, it's accepting that there's ambiguity when we're developing new technology or developing new ways of working. And for that, we need to accept that change can happen. And this was embedding this mindset, not just in Arcadis, but with our client and with our supply chain. So in essence, we had an incredibly challenging and complex project where we knew that real-time and effective collaboration across multiple stakeholders was going to be critical. We had our vision, our rationale, and our approach, and our framework. And now Becca will show you how that translated into reality.
Cheers. Thanks, Gideon. So how does all of this relate to our project? So our digital solution focused on the key areas of site planning, so ensuring that our suppliers are better prepared before going out on site. Surveys, using bespoke Survey 123 forms to capture assets, health and safety, but also site information. Reporting, being able to track project progress via automated reports, dashboards, and statistics, as well as automated health and safety notifications. And finally, innovation and benefits, taking not just our client, but also our suppliers and our internal teams on a digital journey. So what is it that links all of these different softwares, different teams, and also varying components of our project? It is our ArcGIS Hub page, providing a one-stop shop for delivery, improving project communication, but also collaboration. Due to the nature of this project, people are operating in an ever-changing live rail environment. And as such, health and safety has been at the forefront throughout the life cycle of the project. So to ensure that we are better prepared before going on site, we have integrated the rail safety software of Mission Room and also its online equivalent of View the Rail, which allows teams to successfully plan but also identify potential hazards before going out on site via train panoramic images. In conjunction with this integrated application, The use of our interactive survey progress viewers and also dashboards ensures for effective planning, both on the short but also the medium-term works. In order to capture the data required for this project, we implemented 3 bespoke Survey 123 forms, which were to be used by our suppliers on site using iPads, which have been integrated with high-accuracy external GPS equipment, ensuring that we are obtaining sub-meter data. The surveys that we have implemented include our asset survey, where we're capturing the condition and also the compliance of electrical assets. We have a survey to report upon health and safety issues noted on site. And finally, being able to submit shift reports. So in conjunction with our shift survey, we have also implemented an automated workflow within Power Automate, which automatically converts the data that has been submitted in the survey into a PDF shift report. So these shift reports are not only saved and automatically uploaded into the project's folder, but they are also emailed to all of the relevant project members, ensuring that we're able to track the project progress effectively. Also, as many of the health and safety issues which are noted on site are time sensitive, and furthering upon the integration between Power Automate and also Survey 123, we have implemented an automated workflow, whereas once a health and safety issue has been observed and it's been logged within the survey, an automated email is triggered. So in this automated email, it contains the basic information about the health and safety incident, but it also contains a unique link to our viewers and also our dashboards, whereby users can approve but also escalate the necessary protocols, liaising with the team, also the project manager, and the client if necessary. So all of the data that has been collected as part of our on-site surveys are stored digitally, and they're made available not just to ourselves as the internal team, but it's also made available to our suppliers and also the client via the Hub page. So this Hub contains the relevant project applications and tools, which allow users to not just view on-site data, but also approve it as well. We can track project progress and also explore the health and safety details and photographs, all via one location. As we had to deliver BIM plans for asset management, we knew that we needed to integrate GIS and BIM if we were to ensure that we are continuing with a single source delivery approach. So as shown on the screen up there, and originating from our innovation area, which I will delve into in a little bit, using ArcGIS dashboards, we have developed an interactive application allowing users to visualize the geography of these plans via plan extents, pinpointing some of the key areas such as stations, but also explore some of the program metrics, and also providing links to individual plans stored on ProjectWise Web. So this solution has ultimately bridged the gap between GIS and BIM, which in the context of our project were not compatible with one another, and we have ensured that all project users can access the final deliverables via one location. So we have obviously showcased many aspects of our Hub page, and you guys have probably already seen lots of these Hub pages already today. However, what does our Hub page actually look like? So we have opted for the creation of a website-like experience, which has individual pages for different aspects of our project. And we are ensuring that we're creating an environment which our users are accustomed to interacting with. We've provided a general project overview page, which contains project highlights, but also overall project statistics. As I alluded to earlier, within our Hub page, we have also developed an innovation area, which has allowed for further digital advancements to be showcased, and it also initiates further conversations and discussions with the client about what is possible within this project. So this environment, in conjunction with also our 5-minute innovation time, which we have set aside within our client meetings, has allowed us to explore the digital advancements of what three words. So developing upon our interaction within the survey forms, so automatically converting the location data into the much more user-friendly what 3 words equivalent. Creating a fly-through, so a 3D visualization, which we have actually taken further and have combined with our asset and our health and safety data to create a digital twin. So we have explored its use in real-time engagement, training, simulation and planning, but also in the future within our operations and maintenance. So through the creation and ultimately the delivery of this project via an ArcGIS Hub page, we have provided a secure portal in which our users can access relevant project information. They can access project resources and tools, track project progress via interactive applications and statistics, and finally, obviously, access the project deliverables. So the fantastic thing about this solution is that it is the hub that holds everything together, and it is for everyone. So what has the impact of the project been in terms of our outcomes and also our benefits? So we have seen an improved program. So this solution has ultimately resulted in 150% efficiency in project management, as we have been providing the necessary tools which allow users to plan but also track project progress. We've seen an improvement in health and safety. So by implementing a digital approach to a previously paper-based methodology of on-site data collection, we have seen a dramatic increase in productivity. And this has been apparent by a 10% time saving in data capture. So furthermore, by also developing a digital methodology, we have not only reduced the number of people, but also the time required to be on site, with it being exposed to the potentially safety issues associated with working in a live rail environment. We've also improved asset and design management. So through providing integration and also automation, we have halved the design times. Ultimately, the hub has improved collaboration amongst all relevant parties. We've improved the user experience, and ultimately, we have brought everyone on a digital journey in terms of their resilience, their innovation, and also their organizational value. We have provided a solution that is not just for use now, but it is also for use in the future with further associated works. So the ultimate outcome from this is that we've been able to develop a solution that has not only transformed what, but also how we're able to deliver project success, innovation, and organizational value. But obviously more than that, everyone connected to the project has benefited, and this wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for our hub, but also our people as well. So now I'm going to hand back to Gideon to go through some advice and guidance.
Thank you, Becca. Great. Well, that's a really, really good overview of the hub and where we've got to so far. And in terms of advice and guidance, this probably runs to pages, and I would love to give you all of those tips and tricks. But I think what we're looking at on screen is the key thing here. And this is to have a clear roadmap. And this really comes from where we go back to at the beginning. What's our approach? What's our strategy? What's our vision? And it's translating that onto the page to give you a clear goal of where we want to get to, and obviously some key stages in how to get there. This takes us from strategy to engagement, all the way through to that organizational value, those benefits, those downstream benefits. And I think it's really important that you start this as early as possible. Now, this isn't always the case, and many of us know this working in the industry, but we started this in the opportunity phase, working with our senior leaders to get the buy-in for this type of approach, and that really paid dividends. During the bidding process, we developed this as a proof of concept to show to the client, to show them that it could be done. Again, using this roadmap, it's provided our internal teams within Arcadis that space for innovation to be able to speak to people and bring the right people together to do things like Becca mentioned on the digital twin, for example. And finally, it's given us that space to work with the client in co-creation. So providing and working on ideas that they can use, not just now on the project, but in the future. I think the second key part of advice would probably give is give yourself time to implement. In this particular case, for this project, we had around 1 to 2 months pre-implementation before we hit ground zero. And that was really fundamental to engage with all the internal Arcadis departments, the client, and with our partners such as Esri, to think about things like the platform, cybersecurity, legal, procurement, and all the licensing. And that enabled us to be at a really good point when we wanted to press the button and go. And in terms of implementation, it was then around 2 to 3 months for us. But I think there were 2 key things there that were really useful. The first was definitely developing this product And it was developing it in an agile way. And I think this is more around the philosophy. It was empowering our people and giving them ownership and getting them self-organized to develop something quickly to show the client. And not just the client, but our contractor as well, and our Arcadis teams. And then generate that continuous iteration, that feedback. And within those 3 months, by the end, we had a product that would be used by everyone and actually would be effective. And finally, obviously, that gives the client confidence that we can actually do what we said on the tin. And what's next? Well, I think the most exciting thing for us is to keep on innovating. And we won't stop. We've got further innovations around the digital twins and GIS and BIM, more around automation of processes and how we can streamline things for people. And finally, in terms of innovation, other location intelligence applications that could support the work we're doing. And one example of that is actually a proof of concept we're developing at the moment to support the client in understanding how we can support that next stage of operations, the planning stage, looking at things like program, logistics, and cost. Secondly, that leads into supporting that future work. So what does that next stage of work look like? How can we use this hub, potentially hosting or handing it over to the client even, to support them in being more cost-effective and reducing their lead-in time? And then, obviously, there's been the resilience we've built within the supply chain. They're now more digital, and therefore, that could make it easier doing the next stage of works. And finally, it's to keep on sharing our story. And this is obviously with our client and with their customers. We've already seen and already brought in some of their customers from their wider organization to show them the value, and it's really easy to do. Obviously, there's coming back into Arcadis, sharing a story with our project teams and our clients. And finally, it's at industry conferences such as these, where it's speaking with you, sharing our story, and obviously letting that creativity flow. So I would say, with the hub, we've made it a motivating and engaging experience for our teams and our clients and our supply chain. And importantly, that's developed new ways of working that have made this collaboration really easy and at the same time deliver that performance and value for our customers. So in conclusion, we generally hope you feel inspired by the work we've shown you, and you take this and think about how you can introduce it into your projects and your organizations. The hub really is an amazing piece of tech. It's not just web maps or disconnected applications. It really provides an experience that everyone can get on board with. So it's that new collaboration experience that I hope you can have a look at for your wide range of stakeholders that you may encounter in your work, and ultimately achieve those better project outcomes. Thank you.